Hey, g'day you mob. My name's Herb Wharton. I'm a Cooma man from southwestern Queensland, and I began writing stories after I'd read so much about, especially about the outback. It wasn't written about the important part that Aboriginal men and women played in the pastoral industry, and not only on big stations but droving and all those other odd jobs. And I was always puzzled by reading Henry Lawson and Banjo Patterson's versions of droving trips, and I was convinced they'd never been on a droving trip. I wouldn't like to have them working for me, so I decided I'd write a poem about the outback and droving and stock work, and the part that Aboriginal people played in that. I do know a little bit about droving because I remember I was reared in the old Aboriginal camp in Cunnamulla, and we learnt to ride horses and things like that when we were kids, but we learnt to ride bareback. No one had saddles or anything. And I began droving when I was about 13, and I went away on my first droving trip, and I was away for almost 5 months from home, working on droving and working on the station with the drover. And then he sacked me because he reckoned I was a cheeky little bastard, and then he chased me off the place and I asked him about pay, and of course I never got any pay. So that was realities of life in them days. It was a way of life. It was a way of life that I liked and done a lot of it. And I've probably seen more of the outback of Australia from a horse following sheep and cattle than most of the explorers. That was an experience, just seeing the different landscapes and things like that. In droughts, you'd have nearly starving stock, and the poem I'm going to read might tell you more about how it is when there's a good season and a bad season. But today there's just road trains and huge semi-trailers and things like that. We were kings with empty pockets when we sat upon a horse. Upon our heads a Cuba hats, we wore them like a crown, and a Snyder Poley saddle was a throne. Our kingdoms went on forever in mustering camps and stock routes of the west, seated on a favourite stock horse. No prince or packer on a polo pony could expect a vow from us. We call no man our master, even though we took their pay. The bosses got their money's worth. Yarding touchy cattle or running scrubbers down, or guiding mobs through lignum swamps, or wheeling leads of frightened cattle as they rushed into the night. A stockman earned our pay. Our address was not Point Piper, just a mailbox on a stump before you got to sundown in a mustering camp or stock route way out west. And at sundown you rode into the camp and let the stock horse go. You could sometimes imagine the ground around the campfire was the foyer of some mansion that you had never seen. The billy cans, horse bells, hobble chains, together with our swags, they lay up on the ground. The trees were mantelpieces, for towels, stock whips, even saddles when the rats were bad out back. But when the cookie called it's ready, we'd gather round the fire and sit up on the ground, and you could sometimes imagine this gnarly, unshaved man who called himself a cook, head to toe in dust and ashes, in a chef's hat, an apron, all white and crisp and new, When he served up beef and damper, you could imagine a banquet fit for kings, till your teeth stuck in the damper. And you realised a mustering camp, a gidgy fire and cranky cook. Dreams were free out back. Your battered blackened quart pot was a goblet filled with fancy wine. Alas, you took a sip and tasted muddy water, drink it mixed with tea. But all worries disappeared when you retired to a luxury suite, a swag up on the ground. The stars were crystal chandeliers on dark wintry nights. Like a million candle lights they glowed before you went to sleep. And when you woke before the dawning, the stars still glittered in the foyers of the stock camps of the West. Alas, you heard the cook call daylight and had to leave that cosy swag. No king-size bed in mansion ever felt like that old swag. Amid Bindi and bogan fleas rolled out upon the ground. Today I reminisce about a stockman's life, the droving trips, the mustering camp. Good mates, some good camp cooks, gun stock horses, others that bucked like hell, I fondly do recall. I still have empty pockets and a Cuba hat hangs on the wall. No more the good stock horses do I mount up in the dawn. Today I follow horses from a TAB in town, and every time I take a punt, the bastards let me down. Tonight I sit, feet beneath the table, my throne a plastic chair. Electric light shines brightly, but they don't hold the fascination of a million glittering stars. Electric heater now glowing red, while gidgy fire just cold white ash. No more the blackened quart pot, a china cup and saucer, with spun cake and Chinese tucker they place before me now. Yet I crave now corned beef and damper, tea from muddy water by gidgy fire, with stockmen telling tales. I treasure now those memories of droving trips, the mustering camps, on the big runs of the West, when we were kings with empty pockets, when we sat up on a horse, our Cuba hats were crowned, and the Snyder Poli saddle was a throne.